Presented by UMC, this is the Morning Skate Report. Welcome into Studio 31 at City National Arena. I'm Darren Millard along with VGK insider Gary Lawless as we look ahead to Game 2 of this West Division first-round series between the Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. The Golden Knights trying to even the set at one game apiece. We'll bring you out to the ice as the Golden Knights go through their morning skate process and let you eavesdrop on some of the happenings there. William Karlsson, Riley Smith, the first two players out there on the surface going through just some fine-tuning by the looks of it.
Passing the puck and taking shots.
The rest of the group will join them in just a little bit. Mike Rosati, the goaltending coach, is out there as well as this team searches for its first goal and some confidence in this set.
Yeah, struggled to score in Game 1, had a lot of shots. I think it's interesting. This team scored a lot off the rush this year. They didn't generate much off the rush in Game 1, and a lot of people will say, well, you just can't do that in the playoffs. They can't completely change their identity. They need to do both. They need to generate offense off the rush, and they have to get to the net. I believe the statistic is of their 42 shots, only 9 shots came from 20 feet or less. So a lot of it was on the perimeter, and that's what Dean Evison wants the Minnesota Wild to do. He will give the opposition the outside. He will pack the house, and his players will block shots. Cam Talbot will stay in the net, and that's their raison d'etre. That's how they're effective, and they did it very well in Game 1.
Pre-pandemic, we were used to the stands being packed here at City National Arena and everybody being able to partake in this journey that is a Stanley Cup postseason. Not allowed right now due to social distancing, but that's the great part about the morning skate is the Station Casino's Rink Cam will be able to let you have a look at what happens on the ice as they prepare for Game number 2. Send your questions as we are live right now on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. If you have a comment, if you have an inquiry, if you have just a Go Knights Go, let us know, and we will pass it along to the masses. But a question that's first and foremost is, what do you think? And you've touched on this a little bit, but what are a couple of things maybe that the Golden Knights have to tweak or change?
They need to move up the ice in a group of 5. They were disjointed in Game 1. I also think that Vegas was the nervous team in Game 1. I think there was more pressure on them. They had a pretty good crowd in their building. They are one of the top seeds. They led the NHL in wins with 40, and they're the favorite in the series. I thought they squeezed the stick. You look at Mark Stone, for instance. He did not handle the puck well in Game 1. And I think they need to relax. They need to play their game. And also, obviously, they need to get into that blue ice. They need to get to the net. But I also think they need to generate some stuff off the rush. And you have to take what gives you, what the opposition gives you. If Minnesota says the open ice is in front of us, then you use the rush. If the open ice is behind us, then you flip it over them and you try and go get it. So you have to read and react in that way. But you can push them back. If you are moving up the ice with 5 people together, you'll push the defense back, and it's harder to clog that neutral zone if you have speed and bodies in your transition.
Thank you to Raising Cane's, of course, the official chicken finger of the Vegas Golden Knights. Chicken wings out here, and we got some fries, we got some great lemonade, some iced tea. So the official chicken wings of the Golden Knights from Raising
Chicken
Cane's.
Wings or chicken fingers?
Chicken wings.
Okay, all right, okay.
Chicken fingers? Nice.
I don't see any wings. That's the reason I was asking you. I only see. I've been eyeballing it for a while.
Yeah, yes. You got here early today. You did get here early. Yes. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Send us your questions, your comments regarding what's going to happen tonight in Game number 2. How do you think they played defensively in Game number 1?
They were great. They didn't give up any goals in regulation. And Marc-Andre Fleury had to make some big saves. One of the things that Minnesota is, I think they're better at than anyone else in the NHL, is getting second chance opportunities, getting rebounds and scoring in that manner. I don't think Marc-Andre Fleury had one shot on goal off a rebound. There were no chances off rebounds. Vegas did a great job cleaning things up in their own zone. So, and the goal that Minnesota scored was, it was a combination of everything that could go wrong for for the team. Alex Pietrangelo, I think the puck hops on him, and it ends up, Greenway and Foligno are able to get the puck to get it to Eriksson Ek in the slot, and then he shoots it, and it, I believe it goes off Martinez's leg, and then somehow finds its way between Fleury's legs as a result of that. So I don't think that's. I don't think Vegas did very much wrong defensively. I thought they were tremendous.
Looking through our Station Casino's Rink cam, Robin Leonard is out there, as well as Marc-Andre Fleury. And Chris wants to know about the goalie rotation. Do you think it continues?
I really don't know. Pete DeBoer has... I'll just answer this truthfully. Pete DeBoer has not indicated one way or another which way he's going to go. I don't know how... I can understand one school of thought of why you would come back with Robin Leonard. But Marc-Andre Fleury was tremendous, and if I was making the decision, I would select 29 Marc-Andre Fleury.
Do you think the Game 1 performance complicates the decision at all? Because he was so good. So if you were going to lean towards the rotation, does that make you think twice? But there's the other side of it where if it was a rotation, they probably know in advance.
Yeah, my guess is that it's going to be a hybrid rotation in terms of I think that they're going to play. I think both goalies are going to play at certain points in time, but I also don't think you're going to take a hot goalie out of the net. That's my guess. That's what would make sense to me in that regard. But they won 40 games rotating goalies, so. I see the Carolina Hurricanes, the Florida Panthers are switching goalies for Game 2. They went with Bobrovsky in Game 1. Chris Driedger is their starter tonight. Now they lost 5-4 to the Tampa Bay Lightning in the opener of that series. Fleury was perfect for 60 minutes, and then one of the most sure-handed defensemen in the NHL. The puck hopped on him, and he bobbled it, and then they got a seeing eye goal from Eriksson Ek from in the slot. So Fleury was tremendous.
Dustin on YouTube wants to know, do you think Cam Talbot's performance will continue?
I think Cam Talbot is pretty efficient. He plays in the middle of the net. He doesn't do anything flashy or fancy. So yes, I think. Listen, if you get good opportunities and you're able to go east-west with the puck in close, you can beat Cam Talbot. It was a perfect storm for him in terms of his team. Vegas did not get a lot of second chance opportunities. They didn't get a lot of shots on him after they made a move. Those are the things that teams really try to do with these goalies. He was allowed to stay in his net and let the puck hit him all night. If that's the same kind of offense that is thrown at him, his performance will continue.
Gila Monster wants to know who would win in a game of chess between Gary Lawless and Darren Millard.
Darren Millard.
Really?
Yeah. You
don't play chess at all?
No.
I'm guessing that you don't play chess because you answered that very quickly. Your confidence level was quite low.
You would have the patience and the I don't want to say geekiness because chess players are not geeks, but you would have read some book on the Queen's Gambit, and you'd know that kind of stuff. That's up your alley. It's not up mine.
What about checkers or backgammon?
Backgammon, I would beat you.
Really?
Yeah.
Very confident there. Do
Checkers
you have a set?
At the lake, at the cottage. Yeah. Yeah. I would drink gin and tonic, and you would drink Diet Coke, and I would win.
Chris on Facebook asking Gary Lawless, is this a must-win game?
Well, there's no such thing as a must-win game until it's an elimination game, but you certainly don't want to be down 2-0. My daughter asked me the same question this morning on the drive to school. I was driving her to school, and she said, "Are you going to win, Daddy?" I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Do you have to win?" And I said, "It would not be a great situation to be boarding the plane for Minnesota down 2-0 to the Wild and going into their building."
Hope you're enjoying this morning skate presented by UMC. We are going to take a break and enjoy some of this great food from Raising Cane's, the official chicken fingers of the Golden Knights, and let you just enjoy the sights and the sounds of this morning skate ahead of Game 2 in the West Division. As you enjoy the Station Casinos Rink Cam ahead of Game 2 of this West Division series between the Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild, heads up, Pete DeBoer and his media availability will come your way in a couple of moments, and we will take that live, and we will split the screen for you. Pete on one side, and you'll get all the coach's insight as the media questions him ahead of this crucial game at T-Mobile Arena tonight, and then you'll be able to watch the morning skate on the other. Also, send us your questions, your comments. Go Knights Go. We are live right now as we go across the World Wide Web, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We are right here waiting to answer any of your queries ahead of this great one. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as we return you to Morning Skate here at City National Arena on the Station Casinos Rink Cam.
Thanks everyone for joining. We'll now get started with the team's morning skate media availability. First question comes from Alan Snell, the LV Sports Biz.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Got a two-parter for you, a serious and a lighthearted one if you can handle it.
Yeah.
Lots been said about the 42 shots on goal in Game 1. I was wondering if your plan of attack is to get closer shots, to get closer to the goal, get closer inside shots. And number two, what do you think about all these marriage proposals going on in the arena at the games?
Well, the marriage proposal one I'll deal with first. It reminds me a little bit of the baby boom after World War II. You know, I'm sure you're going to see a spike in all that. Everyone's been locked up for a year and a half, so I think it's awesome. And the fact people are celebrating being out and in public and in places like T-Mobile watching hockey is great to see. On the shot thing, listen, there's a couple things here. Absolutely, we want to get more quality shots, but we still generated 40 plus shots, and there was quality shots in that number. If we had generated 15, I would be a lot more concerned right now about our ability to score. So, we have to do a better job of generating some more quality looks and inside looks. I think we had opportunities to finish off a couple of the quality looks we had, and we wouldn't maybe be talking about this right now. So, there's things to improve at, but the sky isn't falling for sure.
Reminder for media, you can raise your hand below if there's any questions for Pete. We'll pause a moment for a few more to come through. Next, we'll go to Elias Larady with Vavel USA.
Hi, Elias.
Hey, Coach. Just want to get your status for Max Pacioretty for tonight.
Game time decision.
Next, we'll go to Noah Strang with Vegas Sports Today.
Yep. Noah? Is it Noah?
Yeah. Noah, go ahead.
You there, Noah? There you go, Noah. No. Lost him.
What positives can you take from the first period of game one to carry into the game tonight?
Well, I think we played fast in the first period. And then as the game went on, we slowed down a little bit. They played a part in that and how they defended a little bit. But, we've got to use our speed and play fast. And I thought we did that early in the game. And as the game went on, we got out of that game a little bit.
Next, we'll go to Ben Goetz, Las Vegas Review Journal.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Pete, you mentioned yesterday how much depth this team has, 1 through 4 on the forward lines and 1 through 3 in the D pairs. I guess when you have last change, how much do you weigh the matchups versus, I guess, just kind of rolling your 4 lines?
Well, we play best when we're in a 4-line rhythm. At the same time, you have to be aware of certain players on their team when they're on the ice. And so, I've never believed in chasing matchups. For me, this is about us and wearing the other team down with a 4-line game that attacks and waves. So that's always the priority, is to set the table with what we're doing.
We'll take 2 more questions for Pete this morning. Next, we'll go to Stormy Bontoni, Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey, Stormy.
I know that there's always an emphasis for your group on being able to get out the gates, having a hot start, but is a night like tonight any more important just to set the tone fast early?
For sure, and I thought we had those intentions in game one, just didn't finish off one of the chances we had in the first period, or that can change the game, especially against a defensively structured team like Minnesota. You can't play the same way behind as you do when you're out in front defensively. So that's going to be a key, I think, in this whole series.
Final question for Pete comes from Jesse Granger, The Athletic.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Pete. To kind of go along with what Stormy asked, it's obviously easier to open up the game if you can get a lead, but do you think there are things you can do to open up the game before you get a lead?
Well, for sure. For sure. Absolutely how we play. And like I said, I thought last game we played fast in the first period, and then we allowed them to slow us down in the second and third and get into more of that type of game. So, for us, it's trying to play our game for longer periods.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Universal Solar Direct. Pay less for your electric.
Look at all these bills. We've got to find a way to save money somewhere.
Universal Universal Solar.
Let's go solar.
Let's go electric.
Call Universal Solar Direct now to go on a power play with our exclusive offer. 0 down, 0 payments for 5 months, and 0 interest for 9 years. Invest today, save for a lifetime.
Universal Solar Direct.
Proud sponsor of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Call
702-483-6900.
Vegas Golden Knight Alex Tuck is a hero on the ice, and off the ice, he's doing something even more important. He's a registered organ, eye, and tissue donor. In the United States, more than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. That's more than 5 times the capacity of the Fortress.
We all have the power to end the wait.
My son Mikey saved 8 lives and healed many more.
Learn more about Nevada Donor Network and register to be a hero at nvdonor.org.
You gotta put your heart and soul into it. Give it 110%. This is what you've been working for. You gotta play like there's no tomorrow because...
Yeah, Dad. I got it.
Because this is where champions are made.
Can't get enough of those commercials with Derek England. Darren Millar back with Gary Lawless. It's awesome. But the volcano, everything. We will get you back out to the Rink cam as the Vegas Golden Knights go through their morning skate ahead of game number 2 of this West Division Series. Station Casino is bringing you this Rink cam as you watch the UMC morning skate report. Minnesota leads the series 1-0. There's only been 1 goal scored. It is the most unique series so far that has been started in the Stanley Cup playoffs because of so little offense to start. Some questions coming in as we encourage you to fire your queries our way on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. And a question from Matt says, would you agree quantity over quality or quality over quantity, because there's that fine line there?
Yeah, it's a mix. You need to generate volume. That's always a good situation because it means you're spending the whole game in their zone. But in that volume, you need to have quality looks. So take lots of shots, maybe hold the puck a little longer sometimes and create plays and try and get in a little tighter. You know, the best example of that was Mark Stone when he weaved in through everybody and got right on the doorstep and almost scored. Puck just kind of rolled away from him, drew a penalty. So that was a really good example of a quality opportunity. And then it was part of, they did have quantity. So yes, a mix.
A mix, and you see around the league, pucks bouncing in off players, deflecting off sticks, legs, feet, and bouncing in. So that's where your quantity comes into play.
For sure, yeah. But I don't think Vegas wants to win the game tonight off of 4 rebound goals. You know, that'd be great. You know, take it any way you can. But I also think that they are a team that is built to generate off the rush, and that still has to be part of what they do. And you'd like to have success in that area as well, because that's what got you to the dance.
Edub on Twitch asking, do you think Vegas will shake up the lines?
I'm interested to see what Pete DeBoer does about his top line, because Mark Stone and Chandler Stevenson, they used Nosek for a while with them, and then they went Tuck for a while. I don't think those guys generated as much. Well, they didn't score, and that line. I don't expect him to change the second line. They've been very effective this season, and they'll continue to be a unit. What you do in the bottom 6 it will be a reflection of what happens with that top line. If he moves Janmark up with those guys and puts Nosek with Tuck and Waugh or whatever, like that's the one decision I think that has to be made, unless of course Max Pacioretty is available.
You see the team going through this workout with net front presence, and that's a huge part of it. Will Carrier, Ryan Reeves alternating through that. Question from Twitch. Who do you want to see more active? Just maybe a player, a line offensively tonight.
Well, they were active. They had 42 shots. That suggests they were very active. It's a point of who will finish. That's the the big thing tonight is they need to score goals. They need to finish up when they're given their opportunities, and they need to probably create better looks. Pete DeBoer just spoke and said that they had looks and they didn't finish. Yeah, I'd like to see them generate some better looks and get the puck deep into the zone and be able to go east-west and get Talbot to move a bit.
It was a loose head coach this morning during his availability, laughing a little bit about the marriage proposal question, and it reminds him after the Great War and everybody coming out and getting back to life and all the babies that were born during that, and now people are getting to live their lives again, and they're popping the question with marriage proposals, and it's great to see at T-Mobile Arena. But he also mentioned the sky isn't falling after that Game 1 defeat.
And Minnesota's a really good team. They played to a standstill for 60 minutes, and then they lost on a funky goal. So certainly not, the sky is not falling, and I didn't expect this series to go 4 straight. Did you?
No.
So all that being said, Minnesota, I watched Dean Evison's presser yesterday, and he said, yeah, we were okay, but there's lots of areas that we can be better in. And, they showed some clips, and then the guys went out for, I think he called it they wanted a quick burn. So Dean's in good shape, eh?
Yes, always has been. Dean's never been out of shape.
No, I wish I could say the same. And he's intense. It's funny, and when he has his mask on and all you can see is his eyes, he looks like he's like on fire all the time. When he's in the Zoom situation, so he has the mask on when he's on the bench, but when he's in the Zoom question, you can actually see the rest of his face. Like once in a while, he cracks a little bit of a smile, or he's not quite as locked in. But when he's on the bench, it just looks like he's playing for all the marbles.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah, you have a long relationship with him.
His brother was older brother was my one of my minor hockey coaches, and one of the great mentors in my life, Heavy Edison. So there's that relationship with Dean, but the intensity of Dean right from the start, and Pete DeBoer has that side of him as well. When that game comes on, he flips into game mode, and it's all in. Where do you think his frustration lied, if anything, from game number 1? And is it
Are you talking about DeBoer or Edison?
Yeah, Pete DeBoer.
Power play.
Power play?
Yeah. It's, they worked hard to earn those opportunities, and they got nothing for it. They need to cash in on the power play for sure. What did they have 3 power plays in game 1? And there wasn't a ton. And that's another interesting topic. I thought the standard of officiating was very loose in that game. They let a lot go, and not one way or another. It was, you had to really
got to play.
Yeah, you got to play. It had to be a clear infraction and a heavy infraction for Wes McCauley or Freddie Lacaille to make a call. So, and I wonder if that'll continue. The one thing that I think I talked to some people around the NHL yesterday, the one thing the league does not like right now are the scrums. And you saw a bit of that in some of the games last night. When there's a scrum, they took one guy a few times, which they don't do very often. Usually they even it up. But I think you're going to see more of that. That's something to keep an eye on. And if you're a member of the Wild or the Golden Knights, you want to be careful about getting involved in one of those situations, because the first guy might be the guy to go, or the second guy, and it might not be even up. And if that's the case, a power play out of one of those pretty useless scrums, they don't they're fun to watch. They show that there's some intensity, but nothing really happens out of them.
See, and it's funny you mentioned that, but I was thinking I'd like to see more of those from a Golden Knights standpoint, especially in front of the opposition net, in front of Cam
after the whistle.
More of those battles, more of those
battles during play. Sure, I'm talking about the scrums after the whistle.
After the whistle either.
Yeah, they're tiresome.
And it does speak to that emotional level and battle. You can't have a scrum if you're not right there happening.
Oh yeah, you got to be there for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes,
they need more like you and I. I would like to see more of you and I.
Okay. Sure.
Is that fair?
Yes. I always love seeing you, Darren.
Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us your comments. Interact with us. We are here as the Golden Knights go through their morning skate. As you look at the Rink Cam presented by Station Casinos, wondering, pondering, speculating about who is going to start in goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. And also want to bring you a word from our partners at Allegiant, the official domestic airline of the Vegas Golden Knights. Low fares, nonstop flights, all at Allegiant.com.
I'm a big Allegiant user.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's how the Lawless family gets to the lake every summer. Fly up to Grand Forks. Lauren, Jen, Gary, Fred, Scout,
Fred the cat,
and Via. 6 of us.
Yeah.
6 hearts.
And one big row right across.
We get a row of 3. Fred the cat goes under one seat. Scout goes under one seat, and Via tries to get out of her bag.
Must be a real treat for everybody.
They actually, it's really interesting. People look at us like, oh boy, here they come, the Griswolds. And then the pets are so good. Halfway through the flight, people are coming by and asking if they can see the pets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And pet them and hang out with them. But no, they were fantastic.
Unscripted testimonial
Yes.
For Allegiant and Allegiant.com from Gary Lawless as we sit and enjoy the morning skate and enjoy some of the great food from Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of the Golden Knights. How do you control Kirill Kaprizov, and what did you think of the job in game number 1?
He had that one really good chance. He had one very good look and, almost scored. Well, number 1, when he's on the ice, try and play in the Minnesota end of the ice. And then you have to have really good gap control on him. I don't think you can hit him. Like, you can finish a check maybe, but to try and hit him when he has the puck and is moving, you're probably going to get dust, right? You're probably going to think you've got him right between the numbers, and then he's going to be by you. So that wouldn't be a great strategy. As often as they can have Theodore or Pietrangelo locked up against him, I think those are good situations. Both those guys can move well laterally and are good at gap control and good at veering people away. If he starts rolling around in the offensive zone, he's going to get you.
Yeah, he loves doing that big circle, and he puts his heels together and 10-2, and then it's just hope that the puck falls off his stick.
That's the great skaters. The great skaters pick up pace when they cross over and when they and are able to hold pace when they glide, right? Like lots of people, if they're striding, once they stop striding, the momentum dies quickly. Not with him. At Shea Theodore the same. They keep their pace. They when they're not striding, they're still sometimes even gaining pace.
Golden Knights trying to lock this series up at 1 win apiece before the set moves off to Minnesota. There's a case here to be made that the Golden Knights played their type of game and just didn't get the breaks. Defensively, Alec Martinez coming back was a huge boost. Ryan Reeves coming back adds something to the lineup. Tomas Nosek, health-wise, from game number 1, there's a lot to like about who is in the lineup. Curious to see now that they've got a game under their belt, what we'll see from those 3 players.
Yeah, I don't think Martinez is going to change much. He is who he is, and it's they're a way better team when he's in the lineup. He's an important player. Nosek's play, I think, will improve over time. What was it Pietrangelo said to Dan Duva the other day that, for every game you're out, it almost takes that much time to get back. Now, like if you miss 23 games, I don't think it takes 23 games to get back to where you are. I think that after 5, you're starting to get to that spot where you're climbing. But I don't expect Nosek for him to just be able to turn it on instantly. But I do expect him to be better, have a little more pace in his game tonight.
Maybe a reason why they might start him back on the first line if Pacioretty can't go, because he does have that 1 game under his belt to feel the game a little bit more.
Yeah, I really like Nosek's game. I think he's got a competitive gear that comes to the fore at this time of year. He scored big goals scored 2 goals in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final a couple of years ago. When his last year in the American League, the year before the expansion draft, he had I think he had 19 or 20 points in 22 Calder Cup games, and his team won the Calder Cup. Many people thought he should have been the MVP. I think they gave it to Bertuzzi. They were playing together with the Grand Rapids Griffins. I wanted to say Todd, but it's not Todd.
Tyler.
Tyler, that's right. Thank you. I knew it was a T. So I just think that that pace or that gear, that competitiveness that you need to have at this time of the year, Nosek has it. He's a soft-spoken guy, and to get that extra from him, I think it comes in these big games. So this will be a big game for him. Jonathan Marchessault, so I expect something large from him because that's just what he's done. And every time the Vegas Golden Knights have needed him, this reminds me a lot of Winnipeg in the Western Conference Final. In that game it was reverse. Winnipeg started really fantastic and had Vegas on the ropes. And then the rest of the final 30, 40 minutes of that game, Vegas was the better team. And they just couldn't get all the way out of the hole. They had a goal disallowed in that game. That one had a drop that would have been interesting to see where that one went. Marchessault, after that game, said we're going to be a lot better in Game 2 and we're probably going to win Game 2, and they did. And he was a monster player in that game.
One of the more famous sound bites in VGK history, right?
Yes, you bet. Yeah. And just, it wasn't bravado. It was matter of fact. We're going to be better and we're going to win that game. And they went and did it.
Max Pacioretty is a game-time decision.
Yeah.
How much does his absence affect this team?
Oh, he's their leading goal getter. You take him, and he makes that top line one of the best lines in the NHL. Stevenson, Stone, and Pacioretty is an A+++ line. Stevenson, Stone, and Nosek, or Stevenson, Stone, and Janmark, or Stevenson, Stone, and Tuck is a question mark. You don't know what you're going to get from that line. So that and everything falls into place after that, right? Like, they're going to play big minutes. Mark Stone is the best player on the team. You need him he needs finishers. He needs the right people with him to get the most out of him. It's important.
We talk a lot about chemistry in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
That line might be one of the great examples in today's game about chemistry, because the three of them together are dynamic, and you take somebody out and try to put another player in there when you have to, and it's difficult to replicate.
Well, it waters down pretty fast. Stevenson is not a prototypical number one center, but when you have wingers like Pacioretty and Stone on either side, he comes into that conversation with those people. So when you take a chunk of that out, I think it diminishes his game a little bit. And then when Stone is playing with players that are not feeling their best or as comfortable or getting as much from themselves as they want, that affects his game too.
It was an optional morning skate, so if you didn't see your favorite player out there, don't be concerned, because the players, by and large, had the choice whether or not to go out. And then what you're seeing now at the end of this morning skate is Misha Donskov and assistant coach Ryan McGill going through with the extras and making sure that they are ready in case a situation would present itself that you would be forced into the lineup. Dylan Coughlin battle drills right now. Give me an idea of where your confidence level is right now, Gary, and whether it's a 1 to 10 scale. You don't want to get that specific. You can use broader strokes. But after game number 1, because I was a little bit surprised at some of the angst in doing the radio show yesterday that some fans felt after just one game. There's
a narrative in some corners right now that this is just like last year when the team was in the bubble and they went dry against Vancouver, and then it carried on into the Dallas series. And we happen to know that there were some severe injuries at at that point in time. Who knows what the injuries are right now? Well, Max Pacioretty isn't playing or hasn't played so far, so that's obviously, as we've discussed, a major factor in that regard. But I can't tie any correlation to what this team is doing right now versus what that team was doing a year ago. To me, they're not connected. This team scored a ton of goals, had one of the top offenses in the National Hockey League this year. So this is just one game. It's not. I think you have to look at it in a micro fashion, just at this point in time, and not macro, going back to all the way back to last summer. So they're not related for me, but scoring is something that comes and goes at times. My confidence level, I'm really excited to see what happens tonight. I have absolutely no input on, because I hear what you're saying. Like, it's hard to have confidence in something that you have nothing to do with. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I think this team has shown it can score. I think Alex Pietrangelo wasn't on the team last year and can be a big factor in the offense. Nick Hague is a way different player than he was last year. I would expect this team to score 3-4 goals tonight.
I think the crowd's going to be important tonight.
Crowd's important every night.
Out of the gate.
You bet. Yeah.
You're right. They're important every night.
Yeah.
But I think in this particular case, it might elevate that impact.
Yeah, for sure. The crowd needs to be not nervous. They need to be there and be in full throat. Get their team going. Feed them. Give them some energy. I know that I listened to Jordan Stahl after the Hurricanes won last night, and he said, we just fed off the crowd. He said, you guys were amazing. Thank you. He was really pumped.
He actually
up
paused and just looked around and seemed to be overcome by the people in the seats. Good player. That's a great play he made and a great shot for the goal that he scored. Carolina's better than Nashville. That's the one series that of the three divisions in the U.S., that's the one series that I don't think is going to go very long. Carolina could sweep Nashville. I'm going to ask you the same question I just did about your gut feeling and where you are in sizing up this series during the second intermission on Lawless and Order tonight. So get ready. I look forward to that. Now, there's a really good chance I'll forget, and you'll have to remind me. But that's the goal. Anyway, we'll chat with you then. Enjoy your call tonight on Fox Sports Radio and the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network with Dan Duba. We will have the pregame show at 6 o'clock with Ryan Wallace on the radio side, 6:30 on AT&T Sportsnet as we return to our coverage of the Vegas Golden Knights and face off just after 7 o'clock. And Gary will be doing double duty coming in during the second intermission for Lawless and Order. Thanks to UMC for presenting the morning skate report. We'll be here every morning that the Golden Knights getting ready for action, as well as Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of the Vegas Golden Knights. How long? What are you going to have? Sign off. What are you going to have? There? I'm going. That's my sandwich. Oh, that's your sandwich. So why do you even ask? There's two. What? Oh, just relax. All right. I was going to say, why do you tell me what you want, and then I'll go in the other direction. Maybe we wanted different things. Who knows? Station Casinos also for bringing you the Thanks Rink for watching and this morning skate. Appreciate it. Go Knights, go! Round 1. Game 2 tonight. Nighttime kicks off at 6:30. Looking forward to it, and all the energy that goes into a Stanley Cup playoff game at the Fortress.